Hey, what it do, sports world? It's me again. The Winner Circle podcast with me, Ray Diggs, is here, y'all. Where passion meets performance and champions are made. I'm your host, Ray Diggs, bringing you the energy, the insight, and the mindset from across the world of sports. From the locker rooms to the big stage, this is where the real ones talk and legends rise, and the motto stays the same. Winners will always win. The Winner Circle podcast with me, Ray Diggs. We are here and we ain't going nowhere. Make sure y'all tune in because we're about to go live now. Peace. Hey, what it do, sports world, and welcome to the Winner Circle podcast, man. It's something right here I want to talk about, man. Actually, I'm looking at it right now, man. This right here is going on right now in Arkansas. But I've been seeing a lot of it on social media, man. Before I get started, man, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button. And make sure y'all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment. I normally don't want to get into politics on here, but this right here is something that have to be said, man. I seen something earlier this week, man, that it didn't sit well with me. It didn't sit well with me because I feel like at some point you have to pretty much you have to think about kids' safety. So lately I've been seeing ICE out with the immigration things that's going on with ICE, the ICE agents, the immigration, the border patrol, and all of that, the things that they have going on right now in the United States. So you all been seeing a lot of protesting, but the thing that I have an issue with, I don't have a problem with you protest, but when you involve kids, I seen a teacher earlier this week that had kids, little kids, not big kids, little kids, walking across the road to go protest. I think that right there is just a bad look. And I think that these teachers need to be held accountable. And I think the parents honestly need to be held accountable if they know that their kids are out here marching, protesting as little kids, kindergarten. I even say all the way up through high school. I think that that's an issue. I think that that is a problem. And these school systems need to step up. They have to do something about this. Meaning that you have to put something in place. You should not be able to walk out of school just because you're unhappy about something. It's so much other things that you could be unhappy about that you're not walking out of school for. At the end of the day, I think something needs to be put in place. I think something needs to be put in place by lawmakers or something needs to be put in place by these school systems, because you shouldn't be able to every day you're walking out of school because something that you disagree with. You shouldn't be able to do that. You should not be able to just say, you know what, we're going to walk out of school today because we're unhappy with what's going on in Minnesota. Or we unhappy with what's going on in Washington. Because every decision have a consequence. So I feel like this. If you walk out of school, and it's just my opinion, I think that that's an automatically 5-day suspension. So you need to think, and I'm going to tell you what this right here do. It makes kids make a decision. It makes parents make a decision, because clearly somebody ain't being held accountable here. Meaning whether it's the parents, the kids, the school board, or schools, or whoever, you should not be able to just say, I'm going to walk out of school today to protest. And then when you got teachers out here taking kids, little kids, kindergartners, first graders out here to protest, that is a problem. Because think about this right here now. Now, if it says, let's just say, like, if it escalates, things escalate, or somebody want to do something crazy, then you just put these kids in harm's way because you wanted to push your agenda. You want to push your agenda, so you put these kids' lives in danger. And me as a parent, I'm gonna be honest. If somebody called me and tell me that they got my child out here protesting, we're gonna have an issue with them. I have an issue with the school, the teachers. I got an issue with the adults, because y'all are the one making these decisions. But this right here is what's gonna happen. If something happened to these kids, or let's just say, like, the ICE agents ended up shooting tear gas or whatever, you got these kids out here, you put them in harm's way. But you're gonna sit here and you're gonna blame the agent. You're gonna blame everybody else except yourself, when you could already make a decision on stop having these kids go out here and protest. Listen, bro, I don't care what you said. Nah, you right. Nah, yeah, you right. No, they shouldn't be out there. But at the end of the day, I always say this. I've been to other countries, so I understand what goes on in the United States. I get it. I always say this right here. Going to a place like Korea, Germany, it's just different. It's different all the way around when you go to these other countries, man. You know what I'm saying? You're just totally different than what we do here. Korea, I was just there. It's just totally different. See, the issue with the United States is we are spoiled. We're used to getting our way. And y'all might disagree with it, but we're used to getting our way. We're used to getting whatever it is we want. We used to having a First Amendment rights, where we can say what we want to say, do what we want to do, and feel like we should be held accountable. See, these other countries, you don't have rights. See, y'all saying that this person right here is a dictator until you go to another country and see a real life dictator. Do some research on North Korea, on how they run how North Korea is ran. Then you will see who's a real dictator. The United States is probably the most freest country in the world, because we can do whatever we want to do. Just look at me. I'm sitting in my living room right now doing podcasting. Do you know how many other countries cannot do things like this? Other places that cannot do things like this. And that's right there why it's a blessing for me. And it don't matter whether I agree with what's going on in the United States or I disagree. At the end of the day, I don't think that kids should be out here protesting. I don't think that kids should be able to say, I'm going to protest today. And a lot of them just protesting honest to get out of school. Let's be honest with y'all. You at 15, 16, 17, 18, do you give a damn what's going on in another country? I mean, in another state? Like, just be honest with yourself. Do you honestly care what is going on here as a 16-year-old, as a 17-year-old? No, you don't care. At the end of the day, it ain't you. It ain't happening to you. So you do not care. That's just the way that's just the way things work, man. And I hate to say it, but that's just the way it is, man. So this tells me that this thing right here that they're doing with the walkouts and school walkouts, this right here is just them they just want to get out of school. And that's why I say it should be something put in place. They should be held accountable. If you're going to walk out of school, that's an automatic 5-day suspension. Let's see how many of them walk out. And if you walk out a second time, that's right there you'll be suspended for the rest of the year. When you put these harsh things, because there's consequences behind you making an adult decision. You're making an adult decision. And at the end of the day, is it going to stop something? It probably not. It's probably not going to stop anything. So what are your point is? What are you proving? You're not proving nothing, because nothing is going to change. And that's all I want to say about that. I'm not going to get into it, because at the end of the day, a lot of people have their opinion about this. But when push comes to shove, I think that it needs to be something put in place for these scouts. It needs to be something put in place for these kids walking out of school, and little kids should not be involved in what is going on, because first of all, they don't even understand, honestly. They don't even, their brain ain't even matured. Their brain ain't even developed enough to even know what's going on right now. And then you sitting here and have them out here on the side of a road with a sign, holding a sign, when it's something they don't even know nothing about. They still doing Legos and things. It makes no sense, bro. It just makes no sense. And there's other ways that you can possibly try to get your word across, instead of just saying, you know what, tomorrow and Friday, we're going to walk out of school and we're going to just go around and hold up signs and pretty much say, protest what's going on in Minnesota. Because guess what? The only people that's going to see it is the people that's in that hometown news, and me on social media. I see it, because the people up at the top don't care about what you're doing down there. They don't care, because you know what they're thinking? They're thinking most of those kids right there is probably going to be in somebody's jailhouse or somebody's graveyard or some things like that. That's what they're thinking. don't think that a person that's got a 4.0 on their way to Harvard, Yale, and all these places right here, they're not going to do this right here. They're not going to go out there and say, you know what, we're going out here to protest. Because you want to know why? Because they're thinking about their long-term future. You know what we can do? Let's put our heads together and try to come up with something that we can affect, that we can, so this won't happen again. Let's put our heads together, because walking out and protesting is really ain't. We've been protesting. People have been protesting for years, and it still ain't helping nothing. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Like I said before, you might disagree with what I'm saying until you see these kids out here and these kids out here getting hurt. Then you're gonna say, "Oh man, he was right. They should have kept the kids out of it. Kids shouldn't be involved in none of this protesting stuff." No matter how you feel about it, at the end of the day, I agree with it. Listen, I don't give my point of views on social media on how I feel about things. I just sit here and I let my family listen to me go on and on about how I feel about everything. I don't sit here on social media because, first of all, I'm in the military. I can't do it. Second of all, it ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? So if it ain't got nothing to do with me, my opinion don't even matter. That's my opinion on that. But hey, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Until next time, y'all have a great Thursday.
Mr. Diggs, we're on in 5. Vegas can't be choosy, but grandma chose Trace. She raised me on scraps.